So it's video 2 or 21, sharing skills that you can adopt, working alongside the pathway mastery. Give yourself permission. If I said to you, write a book, look what happens to you right away when I say write a book. The limbic brain jumps in and starts talking to you and telling you no. But then when you start to go to the frontal cortex and you start to really pay attention to future thinking and future pacing and seeing the end outcome, the more motivated you become to believe in that. So yesterday was about present, future, future, past. Today's about your story. Remember what Dr. Bandler says? It's not about how you think, it's about in the way you think. So what happens when people come to me? If yesterday was about being present, being future and future past, and no longer did you think about that, that's a good thing. But now what I do is I pay attention to one thing. There's a top layer, which is your story. So we start to navigate and get you to talk to me through the 7 forces, and then we get you to start talking through the 8 areas of your life. And what I'm paying attention to is how you communicate. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at the linguistics, I'm looking at the language patterns, I'm looking at the tense of the language and how you use it, I'm looking at tonality, I'm looking at the pitch, I'm looking at facial features, I'm looking at the breathing, I'm looking at your physiology. And what I start to do is create awareness, because one of the things that we get awareness of, and remember this is about storytelling, this video, it's about how we become aware of your story that you weren't aware of before because you were all doing it inside, internally. I'm now bringing it externally, getting you to become an observer of your own life and saying, this is what I'm seeing and hearing. And then all of a sudden the light bulbs and things start switching on. And we start to remove, and we start to replace, and we start to get excited about video 1, because we start to do present, future, future, past. But what we're doing along the way is we're changing your story, but creating awareness of the stories and generalisation, deletion of context and distortion of how you're using language. And then we're getting to actually get you to become aware of how it's making you feel. And then we get to start to see the beliefs and limitations and how you're telling that story and how that story is grounding you, not accelerating you. So video 1, become present, future, future, past. Number 2, generalisation, deletion and distortion of context with your language and how you tell your story. And we evaluate that across all these areas, because in video 1 we're finding out what the future past is in all these areas. And then we start to become aware in video 2, wow, that language and that story I'm telling myself is not going to get me there, so I'm just going to be in a nested loop in my head that doesn't take me forward. Follow these videos and let yourself imagine that you understood how to use these skills, and you became aware of these skills, and guess what would happen? Transformation. But you need to do the work.